Welcome back to Scoreboard. Now, this is that show that takes you deep into the world of sports. We'll let you know what's going on in and around sports all through the week that we've been talking just here in the studio. The question I asked you for your involvement in the game is, do you think races in Kenya should now include a non-binary category? A category that is neither male nor female. Is that the direction that sports is going through in the world at the moment? I am at Bernard_sports, at JWakabi, at Kchege_sports is where you can tweet your little comment too, so that you can get involved in what's going on in our world as well. Now, Kenya is known for athletics, occasionally for tennis, occasionally for football, less for other sports as well. But there is one sport that is actually ranked so high up in world rankings, yet it's very little known in Kenya. It is called Kabaddi. I don't know what it means. I don't know how it is played. I don't know how they score. And I'm sure you have no idea of why it goes as well. That's why we prepared something small for you. Let's have a look at what's going on there. And then when we come back, we'll talk to a Kenyan professional Kabaddi player. Plays in India for a club in India. Which club? We shall find out. Take a look at this.
A sport that combines wrestling and rugby is slowly gaining popularity in Kenya. The popular contact sport known as Kabaddi has its roots in ancient India. Just days before the 2012 third edition of the circle-style Kabaddi World Cup, Kenya's national Kabaddi team was established. Though not widely practiced in Kenya, the sport is becoming more popular, particularly among men. Kenya emerges as the best Kabaddi player in the East African region, which includes Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, and Rwanda. Every team's dream is usually to emerge a winner, and this can only happen if you simply score more points within the allocated time. Each team must try to score points by both attacking and defending in order to accomplish their goal. The game is played by two teams comprising of a total of 12 players, whereby they all play Kabaddi. However, each team is limited to having 7 players on the field of the play at once. A white line divides the 13-meter by 10-meter Kabaddi playing field into two halves, with one team occupying each half.
What a defense from Team Sri Lanka.
Kabaddi, in contrast to many other well-known sports and games, generally requires no special gear, attire, or accessories, making it accessible to all players. The team with the most points at the conclusion of the game is crowned the victor. A game is considered a draw if at the conclusion both teams have the
Kabaddi. And yet it looks like one player has to be running saying Kabaddi. I don't know. I still didn't get how they're going to score the points there. But we've got one player, a Kenyan player who's a professional player, and he's here in studio with us today, Zuma Hagai Odhiambo. Thank you very much for agreeing to come to talk to us about this Kabaddi game. I understand it's got roots in ancient Asia, but how is this Kabaddi played? I saw you there. Are you the one in Jersey 10?
Yes, I'm Jersey 10.
Why were you smashing these people down to Smithereens like that? What happens there? Why were you getting them down and even lying on them on the ground there?
It's just protecting them from crossing the center line. As you can see, the field is being divided like in two, like the volleyball one somehow.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's played 7 aside each, and then you send one of your players each at a time.
You send the player?
Oh, one each at a time?
Yes.
So it's one goes, then another one tries?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And then you have been given 30 seconds to try get a touch point and come back
across the line.
Across the line.
What's a touch
How do you get the touch point?
You get the touch point by touching any other player.
Any of the other players?
Yes.
Okay.
By using any each of your body, any body part of yourself, and then try to get back to the center line.
Oh, so this time when you're trying to touch them, you also have to be careful. If you don't touch them, you have to run back.
You have to touch and then run back.
Yes, you have to touch and then cross to the center line. And then crossing the center line, you can cross the center line either with your hands, your head, whatever it is.
As long as a part of you has crossed.
Something must cross the line.
So every player, so this team is on this side. Let's assume Bernard and Ken are on that side. The line is in the middle.
The line is in the middle.
So you go, you touch Ken, and then you come back and jump over the line.
Yes.
Before they get you.
Before they get
then their work is to stop you
from coming
back.
So my business is to keep you on this side.
Yes.
Okay. So if I keep you, I have scored a point. We have scored a point, right?
Because you're only given 30 seconds.
In 30 seconds, I keep you.
Yes.
Yes.
If you try to keep me for 30 seconds, you are only allowed to go on free raids 2 times. 2 times, because it's only 30 seconds, and then you can go first raid and come for free, second come for free, then third one you have to get a point.
It's like getting a bonus chance. It's like getting a bonus chance to go and come back. But more importantly, we must score a point as well. So that means we must try to go to the other side to touch the players on the other side.
Yes, and also what you can do also as a team, you can also try to hold me there and catch me, not to come back.
Or we keep you there, like the way you're keeping that white player there.
Yes.
But why are you smashing him down? Why are you bringing him down? Why?
To keep him.
It's just to
prevent him from going.
From going back to his side.
From the center line, as you can see.
You've surrounded him already there. That man is not going anywhere. Look, you're even carrying him back.
It's just a confirmation.
He's been carried back to that side.
It's wrestling.
Is this game violent?
It's somehow,
or is it physical?
I
mean, there's a difference.
It's
physical.
It's physical. It's physical.
It needs a lot of energy.
Yes, it's physical.
And wrestling moves.
And wrestling moves. Look at this.
And
so you have surrounded this player.
Yes.
There he is.
Now he was trying to try someone with him now. To kick.
Yes.
Oh, so
trying to cross the
even
center line.
once you touch the other players, you have to run to make sure you're not being touched.
Yes, because I might touch you and you might decide I'm not going with that point and you hold me down. And then the point is
let's
there.
watch this one here. This one is trying to touch. He has come back.
He's even trying with his foot.
He has not touched because he said any part of his body. So he has not touched anyone.
Yes.
He's still trying to tempt people. I haven't heard him saying Kabaddi, Kabaddi. I don't know where he's saying it. That's the Kenyan side trying to touch someone and making sure they come back on time.
He touched someone and he has jumped outside
okay, so
the
he has
field.
touched him, but he's trying to.
He
hasn't touched, but he's trying to run away.
Yes. You see, he's trying to get the touch with their legs by
that's
kicking.
That's a kung fu kick there. So he has touched.
Now they got
him away.
They're keeping him.
But there, he's still running.
He's managed to cross. He has crossed.
No, he went outside the field before.
Coming
he stepped out and then came back.
Okay.
Yes.
So that was the referee that was there. Okay.
Yes.
Now, how many referees are there in this one?
5.
5 referees for this game.
In the field, and then there are the TV umpires, the one are looking for reviews.
VR.
The VR.
This needs a VR for sure. So there's the VR.
Yes.
Now, you are a professional Kabaddi player.
Yes.
How did you get this professional stint? How did they spot you?
We went for a championship in Mauritius, and there were scouts over there. And then we were newly in the game. And then they said, how comes these African countries known about this game? Let's try them and bring them over to the pro league.
So there's a pro league in India?
Yes.
It's a league. How many teams are there?
12 teams.
Wow.
Premier League, Division 1 or
Yes.
Pro league.
Pro league.
Pro. Did you not hear pro league?
Like
Yes.
England.
Bro, it was pro.
Yes.
Like you play for a living.
Yes, it's professional.
Yes.
I get.
How many Kenyans are there? Is it just you?
No. There are many Kenyans.
In India?
Yes. And each and every season, maybe this season 5 or 4, next season, like we keep on changing. There are so many players.
How long is the season? Season how long?
3 to 4 months.
3 to 4 months.
Yes.
So for the 3 to 4 months you go to, so I'm assuming you go for pre-season, you guys
Yes,
get ready,
training,
then you play
yes.
for the 3-4 months,
Yes.
and then you come back.
Yes.
Are the contracts normally annually for every league season? One can get like a 2-season contract.
You can get a 2-season contract, or you can get per season contract. Yes.
So it just depends on how good you are.
Yes.
I want to ask you a question that people don't like answering. Does it pay well, the league?
Of course,
It does.
it pays a lot of money.
A lot of money.
If you can Google, you can see maybe for a season one can get even more than 2 million and above.
Kenya shillings?
Yes.
That's in a season.
That's in a season, and that's 3 months. And in a season, in a year, there can be 2 seasons. So maybe if you are lucky, you get about maybe for 10 million or 5 million.
Okay, sorry, millionaire, we didn't address it correctly, but now we know to address it correctly. How did this sport find its place in Kenya? How did you know that Kabaddi is being played and you involved yourself? Where did you start playing?
Okay, before I was playing soccer, I was also a professional soccer, and then I met this madam called Madam Laventa
Here?
in Kenya.
Yes.
And then I had an injury, and then I was off season for soccer for a bit, quite time, and then she told me, can you come and try and play this new game? And I told which game, and told me Kabaddi. I've never heard of Kabaddi, and I was like, I don't know that game. And then she keeps on ringing me, just come. You have a good physique, you are talented, you at least you can adapt very fast. Just come and try. And I went there, and then he explained to me, and then I googled what is this Kabaddi that this madam is bugging me about every time. Then I went through and I learned about it a little bit, and then that's how I started training.
This is very interesting because this is a totally new sport. Okay, so let's assume we have no knowledge of the sport and we are starting afresh. We have just come to also train for the sport. What are the rules? What do we start? What do we start with in the game?
Okay, just like a normal physical game, you need to get the fitness, and then another thing, you need the discipline, just the basic stuff. And then just since it's the physical thing, I think the fitness is more important.
More important.
Yes.
But what are the rules of the game? What are the rules of the game apart from just touching and then running? Are there any other rules?
Yes. When you are playing, you have to chant Kabaddi, Kabaddi, Kabaddi.
Everybody?
No, the one that has been sent to get the
other side.
To get the point.
Yes, you have to chant Kabaddi, Kabaddi loud enough that the referee can hear, because the field is also chipped with microphone.
Okay.
So even if you chant slowly, the microphone can tap your chanting. And
why is it important for the microphone to tap? Is it so that the referee can know who has been sent to pick up the point?
And then the referee also can hear you chanting Kabaddi, Kabaddi, Kabaddi.
What if 3 of us chant Kabaddi? Tumegongwa sana hapo mpaka tukaanza kusema Kabaddi, Kabaddi. I mean, what happens if?
But the rule says one.
I know. That's what I want to know. What's the penalty?
punishment? Yeah,
What's the penalty
there
for?
is no penalty, because the funny thing is it's only one at a time. When you send your raider to go look for the point, you are just watching.
Okay. You just surrounded from
just
behind and following
being
from
ready
behind.
and just watching him get the point and come back. When he comes back, now it's their turn to send their player over to look for the point. Yeah.
Ken,
Wow.
I was thinking you and I.
You hear there's some loose 10 million bob here.
You have more teams than I did in Kenya. How many teams do you have in Kenya, by the way? I mean, is it just the Kenya national team? But do they train in clubs anywhere? Do you have Kabaddi
Is there a
clubs?
league here, for example?
We have. There is no pro league in Kenya, but there are championship, like inter-counties
Championships.
Like last month we were in Nakuru. There is the one in Mombasa. The next leg is in Kisumu. So they are just county championships with the teams in their counties.
James, why are we not giving this game some prominence? I understand it's such an exciting sport. It's even being considered for the Olympics, isn't it?
Yes, of course.
How come we are not giving it a little bit of prominence? Because for us to do well in the world of sports, for a country to do well, you must start taking part in these sports that were considered, fringe sports, not the mainstream sports.
there's need for first of all for us to diversify. You see, this country, we are primarily a football athletics nation. Then at a push, we get to the sevens, and then we almost end it there. And volleyball for the ladies, but we normally don't go beyond there. We start wondering what's going on. He's talking to us about Kabaddi, and it's something completely different. A week ago we were talking about, again, something completely different. Maybe we need to look at it as this is a sport that we should do. Yeah, we're talking about
Curling.
Curling,
yeah.
yes.
You see, and again, you find out Kenyans play it, but we don't know, because I think we are all focused on our traditional sports.
No, but that's also partly because when the government was giving sponsorships to teams, those are the ones that were given priority. So even sports like archery, like these other things that on the fringe have never been given any meaningful kind of support.
Yeah, but you see, we are not fifth in archery in the world. I mean, we are fifth in the world of Kabaddi. It's
through their own initiative and through their own might.
And maybe also just a question of, I don't know how they're able to do their leagues or their competitions all over the country. I don't know whether there is support from the international body.
Is there a federation that takes care of the Kabaddi, or how do you then get to put together a tournament, a national or an inter-county tournament?
Okay.
Who helps you to organize that? Do you have an office?
Yes, we have an office. We have a running federation. But from my own knowledge, I don't think that the federation supports the championship that much. Maybe with the little support, issuing fixtures, issuing a little money. But like we say, like there is prize money and all that. you have to look for a little bit, even for the well-wishers.
You have to look for sponsorship.
Yes.
What about in India? How is it? Is there a big sponsorship there? Because if you're earning that kind of money, it must be coming from somewhere.
A lot of sponsorship. In India, there are too much sponsorship, even if unfortunately I didn't come with the jersey, but they have many sponsorship. That's why
on the jerseys.
On the jerseys, you find one team having like 6 sponsorship, so they gain a lot of money, and there is big fan base, and they get a lot of money also on the stadium.
So the fans come to the stadium to watch this. Is it held in the big stadia or just in the small?
Yes, like for example in our country, like the annex for the volleyball. Yes, the volleyball arena with a capacity of maybe 40 to 50,000, and they feel it and they pay to watch the game.
It's a big arena.
I think one of the biggest things for Indian sport is that India as a country consumes a lot of its own sport.
Yes,
correct.
Yes.
Think about cricket. See how it works. Think about Kabaddi. Think how it works. They do a lot. They like there is market within, and people really come out and really support it.
Yes.
Well, the numbers support the market as
think,
well. I mean, from a marketing perspective, when you've got the numbers, the visibility, all those millions of people, then obviously the sponsors will come aboard.
I was trying to read something little about Kabaddi, and I noted it's primarily in India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, that side. That's
in Asia.
In Asia.
Why hasn't it spread to Europe, for example?
It is in Europe. It is in Europe, but I think the Asian countries, they have just took it so much serious, like more professional, like a job. Creating jobs for their youths, and like the government has taken it very serious, and now as you can see, it's also in America, and Americans have already initiated it into their own country, and it's going to be big there. And now in Europe they have been having their own leagues, but I think the structures are not well placed, but within 1 or 2 years it's going to be massive in Europe.
Talking about structures, one of the problems that we always talk about comes up in this show is actually those structures in the country. Where do you train Kabaddi here? Now, like you're off season at the moment, where are you training? Or is it enough just to do physical training like weights and running and jogging and all that?
You can do your own physical training, but it's also important to learn to train the basics like the teamwork, because Kabaddi is a team sport. So we always train at Kasarani Stadium.
So you mark the indoor stadium, the Kabaddi style?
Yes, because they are played in the mats. You can see the mats like maybe for the taekwondo, but that they are a little bit different. And then the field is marked over the mats, and then you play over there.
You are now based in India. How easy was it for you to adapt to the Indian culture, the Indian food, the Indian way of life, to be able to play there? Where is it in India that you are?
Okay, mostly I'm based in Delhi, because the team I'm playing is in Delhi, but the league is wide across the country, so you got to travel a lot to play different teams that maybe you are based in Delhi, and then another team is in Gujarat, other team is down,
so Calcutta, different places.
Yes,
but how easy is it for you? How did you find it easy to blend in and to live in India?
What I can say, the Indian people, when you got something doing there, they welcome you. They are welcoming people, and they're really, really much welcoming. And then they make you comfortable as a guest, So it's easier for you to learn their culture, to learn their language, because they make you comfortable to learn also their
Have you picked up their language a bit? Do you speak Hindi, or you speak Urdu, or which one do you speak? Or Gujarati? Or
I speak Hindi a little bit.
You speak Hindi now. Ken speaks a little Hindi as well. In my sleep. The most we ever pick here is Barbara Chen, Saru Chen, nothing else,
Ram, that's a greeting.
Yeah, I know it's a greeting, because of friends and where schools we went to as well.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a future for Kabaddi players from Kenya to be exported to other countries?
There is a big future, because now, as you can see, first of all, Kenya is very unique. It was very unique that black people playing this game and performing very well. We had advantage because we were also invited in various charity, various tournaments, because they can't understand.
Being different.
Yes, they can't understand.
It worked for you.
Yes, it worked for us, and then so I believe we have a big chance to export more players. But on my wish, I would like to say like we can do it locally here.
You can, okay.
Yes.
But with the big sponsorship, it won't come as big as it is in India. Yeah. James, your parting shot on this Kabaddi issue. I know you are.
No,
I can see you doing the mathematics.
No. I was just curious. What does the loyalty mean on your hand?
The loyalty.
Does it have a specific thing?
Oh, okay.
Is it something specific? Is it to do with Kabaddi? Is it to do with family? Does it have a special meaning?
Yes, it just a commitment to games.
To games as a whole.
Yes.
You've always played games.
Yes.
You do curling. You do Kabaddi.
Yes.
You play
soccer
football.
as well.
Yes.
Okay. No, what's your parting shot?
This is a very good time. This is a very convenient time for you to be having this kind of sport. You know why? Because very soon we are going to have a new cabinet secretary for sports. Maybe it would do you a lot of good
Yes.
if you try to make contact at first appointment and you grow your sport here, because it sounds like there's quite a future in it.
I believe we can, because the achievement speaks for itself. So.
Absolutely. What's your last word to maybe young people who are watching and who are interested in this sport? What can you tell them? What do they need to do?
What I can say, they let them not just go to the flocked fields that are like, let's say, soccer or rugby. There are other games that can be played, and if we spread out all, I think the government will consider this and promote it as a youth employment, because I know youth in Kenya, they only focus on where they get money. They don't want to.
They don't want to work hard.
But I understand is the situation, so I don't blame anyone.
All right, okay. Thank you very much. A guy Zuba Odiabo, professional Kabaddi player in India. Do you think more Kenyans will go to India?
Yeah, like as we speak now, I think 4 players have already joined their various clubs.
Wow.
Already.
How many?
4. Yeah, they're already there, joined their various clubs, but unfortunately I got my visa delay a little bit.
Okay.
So maybe in a week's time or 2, I'll be joining.
Maybe they're doing that so that your team can lose a bit. You never know. There's too many conspiracies in sports as well. Hope you get there soon.
Yeah,
all right, we're just about to wind up the show, but we can't do it without telling you what else is coming up in the weekend. And like I told you earlier, the secondary schools ball games are happening in Arusha. Hopefully we'll get a story or 2 from there as well. Plus the fact that the Africa Boxing Championship is going on. We've got 3 Kenyans in the finals. We will know whether it's gold or they will stick to the silvers that are remaining to add on to the 1 bronze that has already come home. But we also have Premier League matches. Remember, the matches was postponed in honor of the Queen who passed on, who will be buried on Monday. But we have some other matches as well, which we can look at very quickly.
We have Wolves hosting Man City, Newcastle playing Bournemouth.
What's so special about Man City?
Man City right now with Haaland is looking the team
very hot, eh?
Very, very hot.
Okay, Newcastle, Bournemouth, and then Spurs, Leicester. Which one's big for you?
I'll go for Spurs, Leicester.
Why?
Leicester not doing too well, but Spurs really on a roll with Antonio Conte.
James, which one would you go for there?
Well, Newcastle, Bournemouth is interesting. Eddie Howe faces his former team. Now he's in charge of Newcastle, playing Bournemouth. And then, of course, Sunday, Brentford versus the Arsenal. Remember what happened when Brentford hosted Arsenal at the start of last season? It was a big win for Brentford. Can they repeat the same thing? That's a big game. Everton, West Ham, all pressure is on Frank Lampard at Everton.
Hagai, which team are you supporting in that list of the matches that are being played over the weekend?
I think I will go with the Arsenal.
Why? Just because? Okay.
You're an Arsenal fan.
Yeah, it's so pretty obvious. Just because it's Arsenal.
There's a game we didn't see, which is between 2 newly promoted teams. That's Nottingham Forest versus Fulham. That's tomorrow night.
That's going to be played on Friday.
Friday,
okay.
Yes. So is Aston Villa and
But there were some matches that were postponed as well.
Yes, the big one that was postponed is Liverpool-Chelsea because of the police situation. Then I think there was
United Leeds.
Why they say they didn't have enough capacity for security.
Yes,
but they are more concentrated on the goings on with the Queen.
But yet the Chelsea game was played and it's Stamford Bridge. It's actually in London.
United Leeds is a whole different ball game. You know, the rivalry and the fans, you probably need a bit more.
Liverpool-Chelsea is very, very huge.
Let's look at the La Liga as well. I think there'll be some matches that are going to be played over the weekend. And which ones would be your pick for the weekend? Madrid versus Madrid.
That's the one. The Madrid derby.
El Clasico.
Yes, El Clasico. Real Madrid can't seem to lose a game. They seem to always find ways to win. Atletico seem to be in between things. They're just not able to get
They
going
lost
again
their match in
the Champions League. So that game is really, really big from an Atletico Madrid point of view?
Where would you put your money?
Real Madrid.
Why?
They are really the in team. They are the form team at this point.
Hagai doesn't agree with you.
Hey, they have 100%.
Hagai
They have
doesn't agree with you.
100% record
This season, actually.
in everything.
Yeah.
In the Champions
Hagai,
League.
don't be scared
Even
by
in
these
La Liga.
statistics.
Yeah, yeah.
Statistics are just statistics. The game is played in 90 minutes. Where would you put your money?
Atletico Madrid.
Left.
Atletico Madrid.
Atletico, why?
Because if I see Atletico Madrid head to head while playing with Madrid at
Yes.
home, I will put my money on Atletico.
Aha, you see, I told you, statistics are just statistics. But
That's when the man is loyal to sports. He's got his stats right here.
Well done. Hagai Zuma Odhiambo, thank you very much for talking to us about Kabaddi. We are taking new interest in it, and we wish you the best.
Thank you,
in
sir.
India. We wish you success, and we hope the Indian High Commission is watching. Please give him his visa quickly. He's got to go. His team is waiting for him. You'll get your visa tomorrow.
Thank you.
And yes, I saw your answers. I saw your comments about the question on whether the races in Kenya should now allow a non-binary category. And a lot of you are not very sure about it. You say, well, we need more details about it. John says, yes, they should, because there are people who are living like that in Kenya. Maybe it will encourage them to come out. And maybe, yes, it will also encourage other categories of races to come out. Those are some of the comments you're making. Thank you very much for your comments. But we have to go now. We must thank you for having kept us company. It's always good to talk to you and with you about sports. Let's do this again next week. Thank you for watching, and good night.